Hey, I'm Matthias Neu and I'd like to show you real quick how to configure an AI charm, a 4 to 20 milliamp input charm of the AMS Asset Monitor. So for doing so, we're already at the charm section in the Asset Monitor box. I'm just clicking onto the AI charm and you see as it is unconfigured that I have an opportunity to press a configuration button at the lower part of the screen or immediately to the upper configuration button that is available already. Also, if the AI charm is configured already, if you'd like to do adjustments or anything else. So pressing the configuration button, we're moving into the one-page interface for doing and applying a configuration. And what you see here is that we have an enablement checkbox first that allows us to enable or disable the channel overall if required, or if no signal is connected, no sensor is connected anyhow. So at the name section, description section, cabling ID, we're able to enter any type of description that's just text, does not affect anything to the scaling and setup of the charm itself from measurement perspective. So I'm leaving the name with charm at monitor number 1 at the slot number 4, just calling it 4 to 20 milliamps for description, and the cable ID might be any number that refers to the wiring, how it is connected to the asset monitor box. So I'm just entering anything over here and moving over to the detailed section that shows us how the signal is specified to come into the charm finally. So it could be 4 to 20 milliamp or 0 to 20 milliamp. That's a signal that's typically coming from any external transmitter just connected to the AI charm for providing static information or dynamic information into the charm itself. And the anti-aliasing filter specifies more or less how fast the signal is updated inside of the charm itself and how fast the measurement value will be refreshed all the time. So if it is a static signal, I typically leave it disabled as it does not make too much sense for me from demo purposes, but for a real measurement it's showing you 100 milliseconds up to 60 seconds period of control, period of updating the data. So for dynamic signals, it might be required to set up a low value here for getting fast updates. And on the lower part of scaling here, you see that we are able to do an evaluation of the quantity or just saying what type of data we're measuring that refers to the 4 to 20 milliamps coming from any external transmitter. So it could be just be left on the current value 4 to 20 milliamp to be shown in here, or 0 to 20 milliamp depending on what we have set up. But we have also opportunities to do the scaling to a mass flow rate or to a pressure transmitter, propulsion or temperature if it comes from an external temperature transmitter. So for example, I'm just choosing pressure here, and you see that the unit now is shown in kilopascal for me, but we are able to change that for some of the quantities set up as well. And from scaling perspective, that's just what we need to enter from scaling related to the 4 to 20 milliamps. So for example, it could be 4 to 20 milliamps means 0 at 4 milliamps, and at 20 milliamps input it could be anything like 200 or 100 kilopascal depending on the transmitter that is in use. So that's just the scaling of the kilopascal unit value for pressure finally. And the display range again is just to limit or reduce the displayed range of the value finally, so the transmitter might be able to measure large values or large ranges, but we may not be interested in seeing the large range, otherwise it will be bad scaling in the bar graph displays. So we're able to limit that to any other value. So let's say, for example, up to 20 kilopascal is the range that of interest for our measurement value finally. And last but not least, after having everything set up for the 4 to 20 milliamp analog input charm, we're just pressing the save button. And for me, I don't have anything connected to my charm now, so it's showing channel open finally. But if there is a transmitter connected and a current driven into the charm out of the transmitter, it would move into green condition status, and it would show the kilopascal pressure values and the current value as it is measured at the input of the charm itself. So that's quite everything you need to do for setting up an analog input charm on 4 to 20 or 0 to 20 milliamp level.